I mean, I said, they do the high school,
Yeah.
still do that.
Yeah.
They interflow, that's what they
Exactly.
interject between both of them.
Yeah, so
Okay.
now they're half day at the high school, half day here, but
Okay,
next
that's all I
year,
wanted to know, yeah.
yeah, next year we are gonna embed those in, which then frees them up to take other
Okay.
classes at the high school. I think overall, like, I think the big thing is why Ray Peck made this, is we want our kids to get these career opportunities and still be a high school kid. So we've got kids playing baseball season's getting ready to start, tennis team, track team, so they're still getting to have a high school experience, but get a head start on what their career application could be.
Automotive mechanics, is it here or is it still in Harrisonville?
Yep, so all our CTE programs, our career tech ed programs, will not compete directly with them. So we've got some similarities, like they have a construction program, we have an electrician program. Well, they're gonna do a semester of electrician down there. We're doing 2 years worth of electrician here. So they're not hand in hand. So like welding, automotive, that's still a career center.
So I have two questions.
Yep.
The first one on the teacher academy, are they coming out of that with some college credit?
Yep. So they will get, if they go over 6, they'll get 6 dual credit hours a year, potentially 12 if they go through a 2-year sequence.
Okay, and they're not aligned with any particular university?
We are with Avila right now.
Okay.
Yep. I know we're still exploring options so we can make sure we give our kids the best, but Avila is what we are now.
Okay, second question, are any of these kids associated with the Summit Tech Center?
No.
No, it's separate.
That is separate. Yep.
So it's separate, so any students that we have from Ray Peck going to that are coming out of the high school and going over?
Yep. To different programs. Both Summit Tech and us have a teacher academy, and I think Ray Peck has sent some kids to teacher academy in the past, but that will no longer, they will come here rather than go there. And then STA has different programs than we've had that our kids will access, so.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
How many do you have here and what's your capacity, your max capacity?
That's a good question. So right now we have about 74 students, so just not only 9 in the morning. I mean, we were pretty soft opening, and then 65 in the afternoon. Full capacity, depending on, I think also programs come into play a little bit. So I know that we're looking down the line potentially some sort of healthcare or health services program. Well, that would give us a lot of spots and not take up shop space. I think we're looking like we could run like 200 to 250 per session. So 400 to 500, depending on what the programs. It's hard to tell. Like you only have 15 as our max capacity in some of our shops. So you're only doing 30, but E&D, next year we'll have 120 kids and that can continue to grow, so.
What about HVAC?
HVAC is on the docket for the following year. So carpentry comes in next school year, and the following year after that, HVAC. And in fact, we have an advisory committee meeting on that today at 4 o'clock. So, other questions?
Do you have a system set up or will in the future for adult or for night classes?
Yeah, so I think one thing just to go like, so let's take our electrical program, for example. We have an intro and an advanced next year. So we'll only have 15 introduction spots into that. We had over 50 kids apply to that program. Now, as HVAC comes on, we potentially look at plumbing, that number of applicants is gonna spread out. So we are looking at other options, whether it be adult potentially at night, or even just do high school kids wanna come at night? How do we give that opportunity? It's in the fundamental beginning discussions. So, but down the line, I do think that is something that the school district has planned at looking at, doing some options there. We've explored what it looks like to run some of these programs like full-time, 8 hours a day during the summer to see if we can offer that to students as well. But there's a lot of, we got to meet the number of hours. And trying to meet that number of hours to get them their labor hours in the workforce is tough to meet during certain limitations, whether it be night or the summer. So, does that answer what you're?
Yes, thank
Yep.
you.
What's the oversight that, you have an oversight committee that, you're obviously still early in the process and sounds like you're doing planning out, in the years ahead. So other than the school board, which of course is the, top category of approval on anything, but what are you doing here? on committee work?
So really, each group has their own little advisory group. So like HVAC, that group is gonna help get that program started. Carpentry, we had a group help get that started. Electrical had a group, it is started. You know, we meet now once just to kind of follow up, make sure we've met once this school year to follow up on that. Overall, the RAPEC has had like an innovation committee. Dr. Slagle, one of them could probably speak, but I think that is what has been the founding of this building and the vision of that.
So you have internal and external
like
folks
this.
on that community folks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and it's, there's a Citizens Advisory Board meets here once a month, and I know they're a big part of the strategic plan that's put together, and this building is a lot of that strategic plan that was put on there, so. Other questions? All right, I'm sure others will come up. These ladies are very well versed. They can probably answer most of them. If not, we can find me. I'll be wandering around, but they do a much better job of putting in details to the tour that I sometimes leave out, because to be honest, I've given about 1,000 tours of the building, so they all run together. So, but I don't know how you want to divide them up, or if you want to just go half and half, and 2 of you go with each
I
one.
think we're gonna do half, so just
Okay.
half, split in
I
half.
think the tables are already, you guys are already kind of split up in half, so.
One half of that.
Does that work for you guys? So.
We can take you guys
We can do
right
that.
here.
Just get it back to you.